Hello there. Wow. Perfect. Wonderful. Well done.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? The Nintendo Beast here, jumping back into Animal Crossing here on the Nintendo GameCube. Let me load into Domoburg here today. So it is finally September here, in the real world and in Animal Crossing, of course. And so we have 3 things to catch this month here in Animal Crossing on GameCube. That is going to be problematic, though. It is raining. Crap, I did not predict that happening. So maybe it's a Coelacanth episode. I feel dumb. Okay. Wait. It's 8 a.m. Men at work sign. Why would I care about that? That's from the other day. So let me see. One of the things is the migratory locust, which I guess probably doesn't spawn, if I had to guess, in rain. Yeah, weather any except rain. Fantastic. So that knocks the migratory locust off the list automatically. The other is the Arapaima. So it's going to be a fishing episode if this is to be believed. Let's see. Doesn't say anything about weather. So it could still be available. Same thing with the salmon. Let me just check. River mouth all day. Okay, so in theory we could still go for the Arapaima and the salmon. But we could also go for the Coelacanth. So I think my number 1 priority is probably going to be... I think the Arapaima is available until December. From now until December. The salmon is literally only available in September. So I'm going to make sure I get... That's like number 1 priority this month is catching this salmon. What a jerk of a fish, dude. Are you kidding me? It always blows my mind how much easier it is to catch fish in future Animal Crossing games compared to this original one. And even Wild World. Even Wild World is difficult in comparison. Like, this isn't even like... What is that? A large char. I don't need a large char. In this game, at least. Maybe we'll have better luck because of the rain? I don't know. So we're looking for the river mouth. Which I think would be right here, right? In theory, this is the river mouth. So there's nothing there right now. Which means there are no salmon. Gulliver is here. Ah, geez, Mom. Just a little longer. School's not for another hour. Oh, Thanks, pal. You got me out of a pretty tight spot. My shipmates had all been teasing me, and so we got to wrestling. And of course, I was giving them what for. They worked me into a corner, and I was trapped, with no escape. I only had one chance. I jumped over the railing and into the ocean. The thing is, I don't know how to swim. I had forgotten that. So here I am. Yeah, my shipmates are good lads, one and all. but they do like to play a little rough. Oh, sorry, I was rambling a bit, wasn't I? I guess I stayed up too late last night playing video games. I mean, fighting with my shipmates. Ahem, moving right along, seeing as how you were the one who saved me, I owe you my gratitude. Let's see, I'm sure I've got something here that... Aha, I have just the thing. I bartered this off a seedy-looking merchant when I was visiting a far-off port town. You won't find another like it anywhere, at least I don't think you will. You know, I'm just a rolling stone, never knowing where I'm going. Wait a sec. Maybe that's why I don't swim so well. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is... The guys, my shipmates, they think that maybe if they tie me to the mast, I won't fall off the boat so much. So with any luck, maybe I won't be washing up on your beach too often, at least not for a little while. Thanks for the whole saving my life thing. May your sails stay full and your socks stay dry. Okay. So I am going to keep an eye out for coelacanth, too. Because it's a rainy day, so why not, you know? I think, I'm just thinking now, like, what is the next evolution of Animal Crossing gonna be? So, like, the reason I bring this up is, like, I was gonna say, when I was a kid, whenever the seasons, like, I always was so captivated by, like, the seasons changing in-game as they change in the real world, and every so often, it wasn't always, but every so often, like, rainstorms or, like, snowstorms in-game would line up with in real life, you know, weather events, and I always thought that was super duper cool. Like, if it was raining outside and I logged onto Animal Crossing and it was raining in-game, too. And so I guess... I know that, like, they don't actually align in any real meaningful way. Like, it's just purely coincidental if it ever lines up like that. Especially in these older games, obviously. But I'm just curious, like... What's next for Animal Crossing? So we had Animal Crossing New Horizons, which was pretty cutting edge. In most regards. Like, in regards to, like, the rest of the Animal Crossing franchise, it was the most... It had the most stuff packed into it, the most new things. And I'm just curious, like... I think the big thing that Animal Crossing New Horizons was lacking, one of the big things, I think internet capability was 100% there, but underutilized immensely. And I'm curious if that's going to be something that we see. Maybe it would do something. Maybe they could set up the next Animal Crossing game whenever it, you know, is announced, developed, comes out, whatever. To actually sync with local weather forecasts. So, like, using the Switch to actually, like, geolocate, or the next gen Nintendo console, you know, to actually geolocate where you are, which I'm pretty confident it already does. And then from there, kind of just look at, like, okay, is it raining? Is it raining right now? Is it snowing right now? Is there a thunderstorm? And kind of line it up like that. I think that'd be cool. Because, I mean, it already syncs with the clock, which is obviously significantly easier and less intensive, but, like, it already does that much. It already is like, oh, it's nighttime in the real world, so therefore it's nighttime in, you know, the game. And same thing with, like, the calendar and what have you. So, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if you logged in and just like, oh, it's raining outside, therefore it's raining in your town. Or on your island. I kind of hope they go back to the Animal Town concept rather than the island. I think New Horizons was a nice one-off with the Nook Inc. getaway package. But I think, I don't know. Animal Crossing has always been town. It's always been a town to me. And maybe that's just because it's always been that way until New Horizons. I don't know. Or maybe... I don't know. I want to say maybe they try to go for, like, more of a city thing. But we did have Animal Crossing City Folk, which was not really the same, but... Salmon? Is that a salmon? Yes! I caught a salmon and it made it all the way back here. Yes. Boom. Where's it at? Am I blind? Am I... Is it this? No. Why am I not seeing it? It's in here. Oh, there it is. Duh. Oops. There it is. So we are 3 fish away, and we are 1 bug away from completing our Critterpedia, and therefore completing our museum as well. I'm gonna run along the beach. So I think that indicates that, crap. And that indicates that the water doesn't really hinder fish spawning. Come on, you bugger. Oh my god. This is gonna be an annoying fish, isn't it? Come on. Another red snapper. I mean, we're making a lot of money today, but that's kind of it. So 2 of the 3 remaining fish should be out literally right now. Or should be spawning right now, as we speak. Or could be spawning. I shouldn't say should be, but could potentially be spawned right now. And here it is. It's a boot. Oh my god. Part of me, I guess part of me hopes that they return to a very classic Animal Crossing vibe. Terraforming is awesome. Had a lot of fun with that. But I don't think it's 100% necessary. Is that another salmon? What? It's not even in the river. Okay, whatever. Weird. But yeah, I don't think it's 100% necessary that they bring back terraforming. If they do bring back terraforming, for sure there has to be upgrades to it. Because as it is, it's very, very basic and very crude. And there needs to be, like, you know, kind of like pro designs. You need to be able to do some, like, pro terraforming where you're just, like, drawing things rather than, you know, destroying or building each individual block of cliff or water or whatever. Crap. I don't know. That's just kind of my take on it. This is for sure another salmon, I think. Oh boy. Like I think terraforming made sense in the I feel like the lack of terraforming and the introduction of terraforming all made sense in the context of the respective games. Hold up. It's another freaking boot. Are you kidding me? Like, for example, in every Animal Crossing game leading up to New Leaf, right? You played as just somebody who was moving into this animal town and trying to make a living, right? That was the entirety of it. And so it would make sense that you wouldn't have the power the influence, the authority to terraform your towns. And I know that's not why they chose not to include those things. They didn't even think about including terraforming in past games. That would stand to reason too. But you know, that makes sense in the greater context. Then you became the mayor, right? And then you do have the authority, but you have the authority to put ordinances in place. You have the authority to sort of place things outside. Still no terraforming, but that still makes sense because you're just the mayor. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then in New Horizons, they introduced terraforming and really putting things outside. And I think that makes perfect sense because that is a deserted island and your task is not just to move in or to be the mayor of an established town. It's to literally establish society on this deserted island. So I think that makes perfect sense. And I think if they would revert back to, oh, you're just moving into a town again, or, oh, you're just going to be, you know, the mayor again, or you're just going to be whatever, you know, anything that's not there taking a blank canvas and building it into something, I think it's perfectly acceptable and perfectly logical for them to remove the terraforming functionality and just kind of revert to a simpler gameplay. I also think crafting in Animal Crossing New Horizons was kind of a waste. I feel like that was kind of wasted. I want to see them go back to non-breaking tools, because let's be real, that's annoying, it's ridiculous. It always made sense that an axe would become more dull and it would eventually break. It doesn't really make as much sense of anything else. A fishing line, a bug-catching net, like, these things don't make sense. Even a shovel is kind of questionable. If you're smashing on rocks, maybe that makes sense. But, like, other than that, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Let me check the fossil exhibit and see. Because I think this is finished. But I'm second guessing myself now. No, it is 100% finished. Cool. Alright, I saw a fossil buried earlier and I was like, should I dig that up? I don't really remember if I should dig that up or not. The answer is no. But yeah, I don't know. So I think they could very easily, if they do revert back to a more classic Animal Crossing style of game, I think they could absolutely do away with terraforming. And people would be disappointed, I think, some people. People who played New Horizons, and that was their first Animal Crossing game, which I imagine is a decent number of people. They might be disappointed just because it's what they've come to know. But I feel like if you replace it with enough new functionality, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. For those people, I should say. But I don't know. I also kind of thought, like, what about an MMO? Like an MMO version of Animal Crossing. Where there's, like... So, in my head, it's kind of like City Folk, right? Let me lay it out as kind of like City Folk to an extent. In my mind, you have the base game, single player, has to be, right, where you have your town. And then you jump on a bus, or you jump on, you know, Dodo Airlines, or you jump on the train, you jump whatever, and it takes you to some other lobby, right? Where if you're online and you go to this area, right, it's like, it's similar to the city, maybe a little bit more to do there, right? Games to play, whatever. But then any of your friends who are also online, you can invite them to come to the city, or to this area, right? And for all intents and purposes, we'll call it the city, just for, you know, simplicity. So you can call them to come to the city, right? Or any of your friends anybody who's on your friends list who is online and who is already in the city, when you go to the city, you'll just see them there. Like, they'll just be there. It's like an open chat room, almost, you know? Where only your friends are visible. Kind of like the plaza in Splatoon. Something along those lines. Except it'd be cooler if, like, you know, rather than just people being there, like NPCs that are named after your friends, but they're not actually running around in real time. More like the battle lobby, I would say. Or the matchmaking lobby in Splatoon. Something closer to that, where, like, you actually see in real time what your friends are doing, like where they're running around and whatever. And you can join into games together. You can do whatever you want together. Of course, you can always still invite people to come to your town or go to other people's towns. But, like, there should be a kind of a community-driven area where you don't have to send a dodo code or whatever. You just kind of go to this area and you can just interact with your friends there. I think that'd be freaking gnarly. And so when I say an MMO, it's not really an MMO, I guess, in that context. But, you know what I mean? Some kind of thing that really links in the capability of, like, Switch Online. And just really makes it worthwhile. And makes it, like right now, what is it? You can go to your friends' islands. You can have people come to your islands. And then you have to be creative and you have to make up. You have to come up with ideas for, like, games, like play hide and seek is an oldie but a goodie in Animal Crossing. Hold up. But that's kind of the extent of it. Another salmon, dude. Holy crap. I'm gonna swap it for this catfish. Just because I don't know how much a catfish is actually worth. But let me go sell all this crap now. But also keep a watchful eye on the river to make sure there are no arapaima. But yeah, so that's kind of where I guess that's kind of where I would love to see the Animal Crossing franchise go next. Because I think that just something simple like that builds on to the potential lifespan of the game without relying on updates to do so. Like, you don't need to keep rolling out updates if your online multiplayer, you know, is evolving enough to sustain a community. The online multiplayer just was never really a thing in New Horizons because there was never a lot to do with it. There's more to do online. Like, you can go to Tortimer's Island and whatever, or, you know, hold up. No, drop that stupid carp. But yeah, there's so much more to do even in New Leaf. Like, you can have people over, you can go to the island, you can, you know, whatever. In comparison to New Horizons, where it's like you can have people over or you can go to their islands and then nothing. Crap, are you kidding me? Okay. I didn't realize it wasn't 9 a.m. yet, so I'm gonna go run these into my house. And I guess just drop them on the floor. Oh wait, I have an upstairs with, like, nothing in it, right? Oh my god. How quickly do cockroaches spawn? Jeez. Pretty freaking quick is the answer. Let me turn the lights on quick. I thought I snuck up on that cockroach. There we go. Eh. Oh, that makes sense. I have, like, a small aquarium just being built in my my attic at this point. Okay. So we'll get back to work here. See if we can find anything. Still looking for an arapaima. I don't think that's big enough. Let's start at the top of the river here. And we'll make our way all the way down. And I think I would like, just going back to what I would like to see in the next iteration of Animal Crossing, I think I'd like to see more hidden stuff. I kind of want to see simplified gameplay. I feel like New Horizons was very experimental. Like, it was like, okay, we're going to do crafting. But everything that you can craft, you can also buy. So it's just a matter of, like, what your personal preferred playstyle is. I would like to see more hidden stuff. I don't need crafting back. I think crafting is kind of lame. Not a big fan of it in any game. Like, Minecraft was kind of cool with crafting, but that was kind of the extent of it. But that's because it was like an entirely, like, there was no buying things in Minecraft, you know what I mean? There were no events, there was no buying things, it was just straight up, you mine for, you know, different metals, different woods, different whatever, and then you build things out of those things, those resources that you collect, those raw materials. Animal Crossing just never felt like that. It's like, oh yeah, you're buying this gold armor and this rocket ship, and then you craft them into a giant robot that you put outside for decoration. Like, it just didn't, it never made sense. Cooking was kind of cool. I think they can keep cooking in the game, because that makes sense. Again, you're taking raw materials, and you're making things that you... But, like, there's also no benefit to it, really. I don't know. That could be also, like, a game that they add in the multiplayer area, like where you work in a restaurant and you have to make recipes according, or, you know, make things according to recipes. Like, that would be kind of cool. And that builds on the established, this is how you cook things in Animal Crossing. It builds on that gimmick. Another freaking salmon, dude. How many salmon am I gonna catch today? I made it a point to catch a salmon, not all the salmon in the world. But anyway, you know, I digress. I think I'll probably continue this conversation in other episodes, in other more of my Let's Play episodes of Animal Crossing games this week. Another red snapper. But I think in closing, I think that'd be the thing. I kind of want to see kind of a return to classic Animal Crossing gameplay. Maybe cut out the terraforming, cut out the crafting, bring back just regular old gyroids. I mean, I don't hate having to plant gyroids, but it just kind of takes away from, like, the pure simplified collection aspect, where you have to plant them and water them. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'd like to see it go back to just regular old, like, you're just finding gyroids. But that one, I mean, that's not a big issue to me. Hold up. Come on, Arapaima. It's another salmon. They're all salmon. It's all salmon. Every fish in the river today is a salmon. And an occasional fish in the ocean is also a salmon. Because it makes no sense. It's gonna be a salmon. Just gonna let this coast down the river and see if it notices it. Nope. So close. Nope again. Oh. That's just a big old bass. A big old bass. Scare that fish away. I know that's gonna be a stupid salmon, but I'm gonna catch it anyway, just because my brain tells me that maybe it's an arapaima. It is a jerk, whatever it is. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. It was probably a salmon. Anyway. Yeah, so in closing, I would say back to classic Animal Crossing gameplay. Remove terraforming or give us a good reason to keep terraforming. And then if you're keeping terraforming, make terraforming better. Just quality of life things, no big deal. I mean, it's the way it is now is fine. It just needs to be, you know, better quality of life. Or better quality, you know, whatever. Make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more efficient, I'll say. A little bit less grindy / tedious. Yeah, kill crafting entirely. Give us more multiplayer capability. And I think that's kind of it. More multiplayer capability, but less of a reason to post about it on social media and compare it to other people's crap. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know where the balance is, and maybe that's bad business to make something that's less shareable to social media. But, like, I think that's one of the big things that just made New Horizons less fun for me on the initial onset, was just, like, how ingrained it was on social media. Like, Animal Crossing has always been a game, in my mind, that you talk about with your friends, and you're like, oh my god, did you see the KK Slider concert on Saturday night? Wait, KK Slider performs on Saturday nights? Yeah, man, it's at the Roost, like 8 p.m. Until midnight or whatever. And you could tell them, here, I wrote down a song. Here's a song title you can punch in. It's a secret song, blah, 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 blah. And, like, that was the good old days. Oh, did you know you could bury a shovel and dig it up the next day, and it's a golden shovel? No way. Like, that kind of thing. Not like, oh my god, I built this perfect island that you'll never be able to compete with, and I only spent millions of bells on Nookazon to get it there, and blah 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 blah. Bard Knife Jaw. Also, could we kill Nookazon? Can we just kill it? We don't need that. We don't need that in our lives. It's cheating, okay? Grow up. Find things yourself. He says, knowing that in the back of his mind that he has utilized Nookazon to buy things in general. But I mean, I've never liked Nookazon. Even using it, it was annoying and stupid, and wasn't a fan. But I think it kind of ruined. I mean, whatever. You do you. Nobody's forcing you or me or anyone to use things like Nookazon. But when you have people who are cheating at the game, so to speak, and playing it that way, and they have these incredible islands 3 days after the game launches, you know what I mean? Like, oh, look, I built this entire Legend of Zelda map. And it's like, why? I don't know. Because you know those same people, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, you know those same people that are complaining about lack of content and lack of things to do between updates. Like, an update rolls out every month. 2 days after the update rolls out, they're like, ooh, what's the next update going to be? It's like, you're only asking that because you cheated your way to a level of completion that you shouldn't have naturally reached by this point. Like, the playstyle you're doing is unsustainable, and then you want to complain about how, you know, there's not enough content. No, that's on you. It's entirely on you. But anyway, I digress. Thank you so much for watching. That's where we'll wrap it up here this week in Animal Crossing on GameCube. We were able to successfully collect our salmon, so we are now 3 fish away from completing the game, or at least the fish catching aspect of the game. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Next week here on the show, we will be diving back in and trying to catch the Arapaima, trying to catch the migratory locust, and if it's raining again, continuing the pursuit for the coelacanth, I suppose. That's just going to be an ongoing struggle and all year, all day, every day until we catch that thing. But with that said, smash the like button, ring the bell for notifications, leave me a comment in the comment section below. But until next time, I am the Nintendo Beast. Thank you so much for watching.